Hey everybody, Chris Sellers here from First Call. Today, talking a little bit about HIPAA. So for those who are unaware, this year there are some HIPAA rule changes coming, not so much around the structure of what you have to do to be HIPAA compliant, but really summed up in a couple of words, which is prove it. So what's coming is the expectation for HIPAA compliant organizations to be able to prove that they are doing the things required in order to be HIPAA compliant. So what does that mean? Your last risk analysis, when did you do it? What were the results? What did you do about it? Being able to produce something there, if audited, to say, we are doing this thing, here's the proof, here's the execution, those sorts of things. Asking the questions like, who owns incident response? When was the last time we did a tabletop and worked through incident response? Being able to prove that when challenged. To a bigger point, assumptions create risk. This is one of the biggest gaps I see working with healthcare providers. There's an assumption around certain aspects of the business that, for example, my EHR company, they handle that, or my IT company, they handle that, and having the assumption that everything that you need to pass an audit, recover from a disaster, just generally be resilient, is handled by somebody else. It's an assumption and it creates a lot of problems. When you're thinking about those big assumptions, you want to think about auditors coming in. Could you prove it to an auditor? When you're thinking about your organization just running, you want to think about things like, are the backups working? How am I able to recover if there is a disaster? And know the answers to those questions. I know how I can recover from a disaster because I tested it 3 months ago. It takes us this long to recover if this part of the business goes down. Remove those assumptions and you remove a huge part of your risk. So what does being ready look like? Well, being able to produce a HIPAA risk assessment from within the last 12 months, showing logs for where you're training your people, when training was assigned and when they took it, having role-based access controls in place, having a written incident response plan that you can produce and then show the last time you practiced it via a tabletop. What are the costs if you don't do this? In short, it's money, right? Audits that are not passed come with fines, upwards of $100,000. Also downtime, right? So if there is an incident, if there is a disaster, the fact that we don't know what we're going to do in those situations, we haven't practiced, we don't manage it well, all of that goes to, downtime where you're not serving the people that need you, you're potentially not paying your people. All of that could be related back to just money. What can you do about it? Ultimately, we want to remove those assumptions, but keep in mind, before we start taking a bunch of action, we need clarity. Where do we sit? What are the most important things? And then start working on how to deal with them. We want to pursue clarity before complexity. Compliance shouldn't feel like a maze. It should feel like structured governance. Let's talk about just a focused pressure test. An easy way to go about this is ask first, what exists? Then what's current? What's lacking documentation? Who owns what and what can we prove? Once you have clarity on those and have addressed any gaps, from there it really becomes sequential, right? Update, document, assign, review. The goal isn't perfection, it's defensibility. If you're not fully confident in your HIPAA compliance and you're not fully confident that it could stand up to scrutiny or an exam or audit, the next step is not to panic. We can help. Download our HIPAA compliance checklist. It takes less than 10 minutes. There's no obligation. There's no automatic follow-up. Just trying to help provide clarity. Thanks for watching.